Welcome everyone to the video, and today is a very important video. This is a free-to-play dream. This is ROBB's War. Thank you for Zombies on YouTube on my Discord server. If you haven't, come join and check it out. He has gotten access to ROBB's War a week before everyone. Certain people have. If you have, comment in the below section. Now, if we look at this score and we analyze it, you get an ice and bleed bonus, a huge score. So this event is going to be a free-to-play dream because by applying ice and applying bleed, you will get more points. Now, if we take a look at it, we go ahead and I'm going to show you the top teams. But first of all, you get Lady Julie. And Lady Julie is your team-up character who is on your team. She will get the Starks and Boltons with 15% additional stamina. And Bleed's going to deal an extra 25% damage. Now, whenever an allied Bolton or Stark uses their skill, Lady Julie has an 80% chance to afflict a random enemy with 1 ice and bleed. Remember, you can have 3 stacks of bleed, and bleed does go away after 3 turns, so you can apply more stacks. Ice, on the other hand, you can only have 5 stacks, and that is the maximum. People can remove the stacks, and you can add more. But it seems like by using the Boltons or the Starks, you will get extra debuffs on the enemies to get more points. Now, I'm going to show you the top teams in Kingslayer. Take a look. This is the free-to-play's dream. First of all, for all you free-to-play players that are upset about events and that you can't get legendary gear, well, this is not the case. This is a 300,000 power team. You have lots of ice going on here. That is a good team. Here is another 300,000 power team. This one only has 4 members, but as you could see, these are your ice core guys. This one only has a 3-star king in the north. And then you have another team right here, which also has Lord of Bones as well, Woodland Archer, Northern Brawler, Ned Stark, and Jon Snow. These are your teams that are doing the best in Kingslayer. We are going to have this event in a week. So my suggestion is to get on your game and start looking through your roster. Look through your Boltons. Look through your Starks. And see who you can use. Now, there's going to be a challenge. Because if you kill the enemies too fast, you're not going to be able to inflict the debuffs, which are going to give you the maximum amount of points. No more Rhaenyra Stannis time. That is a thing of the past for this event. This event focuses on ice and bleed. So look at your Starks. Now you're going to have 4 difficulty levels. So it's good to have certain characters at certain levels. As you can see, my Brawler is level 90. He might be good for one of the easier difficulties. My Boltons are at 50s. If you have legendary gear, you could put legendary armor, and you could put legendary armor, for example, on these characters, and you could put the legendary health pieces to give them more sustain against these enemies. You're going to have to find a good balance, but of the characters that I'm showing you, another good character for this event is Lord of Bones. Lord of Bones has a fast speed AoE that inflicts ice. And he also has a passive that when an enemy is defeated, all enemies have a 100% chance to become afflicted with 1 ice. And he's going to heal himself. He is not a Stark, so he will not get the bonus, but he is important. Another character who should be important in this event is Shaga. Shaga has a good chance. He has a fast speed move and a good chance to inflict bleed on each target. I believe it will get higher the more you level the skill, but he is one of the characters that people have a lot of shards of him Let's go into the Starks and take a look at the Starks that I recommend. Now, one of the characters who is going to be an absolute stud in this event is Jory Cassell. Jory has a fast speed move, AoE, which has an 80% chance to afflict ice. Now, the great thing about Jory is that when an enemy comes brittle, he grants the Starks 10% stamina. So he is going to be passing stamina, and as you know, I am a big fan of passing stamina in a turn-based game. If you can we're not sure how this event is going to work. If it's going to be a cheese event like the egg event where you're just doing as many debuffs, or if there is a limit on the amount of debuffs you can do. But we are going to find out soon enough. However, the top teams in Kingslayer are the Starks. Another character who's going to be a superstar in this event is Theon Greyjoy. He has a fast speed move that does a lot of damage, inflicts ice with a bonus chance to inflict more ice. So he is going to be a great combo with Lord of Bones. One of the best characters you're going to have in this mode is King in the North, Jon Snow. He will strike one target for 1 ice, and then 4 random targets, and a 75% chance to inflict 1 ice. This is going to be huge because every time an enemy is afflicted with ice, he's going to gain stamina. At my star level, he's going to gain 10% stamina. I believe if it's less, it might be 5%. But still, that is huge. You are going to be turning a lot of ice, so make a lot of ice makers. Ned might be a good lead for you to give all enemies 1 ice. Now, he does not carry over into the next wave, so just be aware of that. But he will hit people hard. You have Cat Stark, who might have a really good strategy to bring her in the easier difficulties as a finisher and bring very weak allies in, because when they go below 50% health, she's going to sacrifice her HP to inflict ice and have a chance for an AoE ice. So this might be very useful for this event in the earlier stages. You have Sansa as well, who whenever anyone is debuffed, she's going to inflict ice. So that is a potential good character. You have Red Jon Snow, who has the ability to put a lot of ice by using his move. It will take time, but we're going to get shards of Jon Snow anyway in the event, so he will be worth it. You also have Battle of the Bastards Jon Snow, where when an ally is defeated, he's going to inflict ice at 4 stars. He's going to have a chance for AoE ice. You don't want people to die, but if it happens, you're getting more debuffs, it might be worth it. I might use him in the lower difficulties. I have him at level 50, so he might be used in the lower difficulties for me. You have Archer and Brawler who still have value. They still inflict ice. If you have super strong Archers and super strong Brawlers, then this is good for you, as you could see in the Kingslayer event as well. Then we have Ghost. I would stay away from because he's not going to inflict ice. You want them to inflict ice. Then you have the Boltons, and most of the Boltons are going to be doing lots of good things. So Ramsay's lead, he's going to have an 80% chance to inflict up to 2 bleed on each opponent. Now, I don't know if this is going to carry over into future waves. However, to inflict 2 bleed right there is good. And then when he does his AoE and he critically strikes, then he has a 75% chance to inflict bleed. If at 4 star, it's no longer that, but he's going to he's going to put bleed on them. And then at 6 star, he's going to apply 2 bleed. So 2 bleed on everyone. So Ramsay, even if you get the stars up, it's going to be worth it. Then you have plenty of characters in here. You have Roose, who does bleed. You have Walder that does bleed. You have all the minions that do bleed. Dreadfort Flare, another solid bleeder. He's fast speed, so it's going to be good. But I would suggest a mix if you can. If not, your Starks will do the trick. The Starks are going to be superstars. You inflict that ice and you get them brittle, game over. You have lots of weapons to do it with. You also have the new characters, Robb Stark, who inflicts ice when someone uses their skill. Also Talisa 2, who has that same ability when they use the skill 1 ice. So you might have a super sustained team. You're going to get Talisa and Robb over time eventually. So they might be useful in this event to you. However, for the free-to-plays, this is your time to shine. I might have too high power level of a Theon for him to work well in this event. He is level 248 and does a lot of attack. So he might be killing the enemies off way too fast. So just for you guys to take a look, these are the teams that are doing well in Kingslayer. Lord of Bones, Northern Brawler, Archer, King in the North, and Ned. Lord of Bones, King in the North, Archer, Red Jon Snow. And then you have Archer, Ned, Jon Snow, and Northern Brawler. As you can see, and Arya. As you can see, there is a pattern. The Starks are getting the most points. If you have Boltons built up, you can use your Boltons too. Everyone is going to get this event next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you again to Zombies on YouTube for giving us the information about this event. It is wonderful. It is wonderful to see a change of pace, and Zynga is working towards the free-to-plays. Now, eventually, Wales are going to catch on, and they're going to get the characters that they need to. But many of you free-to-plays have worked on your Stark teams for the Dragons, so this is going to be wonderful for you. So this is a great part of the game, and it's finally going to be where free-to-plays can earn their legendary gear. So this is a step in the right direction. It's refreshing, and everyone is going to get the event next Thursday. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.